Hey YouTube, Aerosport here. Today we're going to rebuild a landing gear. At least we're going to start to anyways. The aircraft that you see is a Koala Cub. Here's landing gear. This is basically what happens when you quit flying about 20 feet above ground. You notice a pretty good bend there. It's a minor bend there. Here I'm taking the better of the two gears. I'm gonna take the tire off so that get to the bent tube. The beauty of having no sound in the background is you don't have to listen to my compressor. And YouTube doesn't get upset because the radio is really jamming some rock and roll. There I'm looking dazed and confused. I'm pointing out that in fact that's the axle. Luckily it wasn't bent. The main gear tube have two 3/16 bolts holding them to the spindle. They're National Fine bolts, and had this aircraft not been crashed, I certainly wouldn't be using an impact on the bolts because it'll absolutely destroy them. I think the threads are considered class 1. I decided to put the spindle nut back on before I lose it. It also helps protect the threads. That die grinder is also a Harbor Freight grinder, and I've had that for over 20 years. I think I paid $9.95 for it. It's by far my favorite tool. Changed my mind about taking the backing plate off. As it turns out, the cutoff wheel on the die grinder was dangerously close to the backing plate, and I didn't want to damage the plate. Here I'm trying to show you the cute little shoes there. And I might mention that that's a mechanical brake. When I say mechanical, it uses a cable to actuate the shoes. No hydraulics whatsoever. I've just clamped the gear in the vise, and normally I wouldn't do something like that. You don't want to crush 4130 pipe or tube, and you certainly don't want to scratch it. Any scratch on metal when it's subjected to vibration tends to crack. The crack landing gear isn't real cool. Being these tubes will be thrown away, the only thing that's being salvaged is the spindle. I can go ahead and crank it down in the vise and not feel bad about it at all. We're coming to just about the end of the show. In the next segment, I'll start cutting tube and putting things together. Hey, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.